What happened?
Yes, not too much. How you doing?
Good. I saw you in there, but I was still listening to your songs.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to interview you without listening to your songs.
You know what? You might have been able, you could have just been like, you know what? Once a punk band, always a punk band. Am I right? I would be like, yeah, man.
No, but I also had to see how you have evolved, you know? It's been a long
Yeah, that's
time.
true. It has. It's been years, I think.
Yeah. So, we used to be local to the Ventura County scene. Um, and I believe you moved to Alabama,
Oh
Arkansas?
no, 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 no. Close. You're surrounding the state right now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a hillbilly state.
Oh yeah,
Mississippi?
Louisiana,
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. It's not that hillbilly.
It's not. It's you know what? It's really not. It's like in some parts, it's like a little California.
Oh yeah. Good food or
Yeah.
what?
Amazing food.
Oh man, I can
Sorry, I turned my
imagine.
buzzer off. You got to come visit. Come hang.
Well, I am planning on going out that way in Tennessee area. And one of the things
Okay.
that my wife's going to go to Alabama, I'm going to go to Tennessee. And with Chris Austin, you remember Chris Austin, right?
Oh, of course I remember Chris Austin and his famous fedora.
And that's what we planned on doing is going out that way. And we wanted to check out some haunted places out that way in Louisiana and then check out the food.
You got to do it.
So
You
we'll
got to
just go
do it.
pick you up on the way.
Yeah, just come pick me up and we'll go get some food and some drinks and we'll show you some spooky places.
Hell yeah. Are you allowed to smoke weed there?
No,
Oh, that sucks.
at least not yet.
Do you guys have you not touched it since?
Oh no, 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 no. It's that's the one like here. It's I wouldn't say it's very illegal, but it's not legal yet. Like I think they only have like a handful of like medical cards they give out a year, like 100 and something.
Oh shit. Yeah, fuck all that noise. I guess no weed smoking that trip.
Well, you'd be surprised how many people do. A lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
do because
Well, you know how it was. It used to be like if you're caught with weed, you're going away, man.
yeah, out here, nah, like they usually just cut you a ticket and let you go, or just make you stomp it out.
Oh, okay, then fuck it, man. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, unless you're like smuggling like pounds, then it's you probably take the ride.
Nah.
Yeah.
But so you moved out there what year?
Oh man, I moved out here in 2013 for 2 years to come help like family out and everything, and then I moved out here again in 2018, and it's pretty much just because out here it's you can get on your feet a little easier out here. So my original goal was to come out here for a couple years, put some money in the bank, and then come back to California because it's so much cheaper to live out here. Gas just hit $2 the other day, and we are pissed.
Dude, I would love some $2 gas. We're
Oh
hitting
yeah,
we're
it's
$4 right now.
oh
I know.
oh disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time it seems like every other president, like the gas gets fucked. You know what I mean? Bush gas fucked,
It
Obama
does,
not
yeah.
gas fucked. Uh, oh, but also Trump wasn't gas fucked either. It's just now it's gas fucked again.
Not
Oh,
yeah. It skipped a generation.
yeah.
And then
Um,
like here, you can get like I got a 1 bedroom apartment in a gated community, 3 pools, tennis courts, like super quiet area, 790.
what the hell? You can't even rent a room
Yeah.
out here for 790.
No, that's why I'm saying, man, this is the secret honeypot.
And then you have like you like built a studio with it and everything
Oh
inside
yeah,
your house.
yeah, like one day I was like, playing my acoustic guitar isn't doing it for me anymore. I was like, let me look into building a home studio. So I went out and bought a laptop and bought an interface, got a microphone, a bunch of cables and everything like that to get it set up. And
There goes the
it
saving
cost
the money.
me, dude, I built it all for a little under $1,200.
No way. It's not
Yeah.
bad.
So yeah, so all the demos I've done on there, and then I helped some buddies out with some podcasts, and you know, you get a mic stand here, and you get a pop filter here there, and once in a while, and then now full studio under $1,200.
That's awesome. And you guys are
Yeah,
still like
not bad.
you're still connected out here. You still have roots out here. Your band,
Oh
some of
yeah,
your
big time.
bandmates are out here, right? Or all of them?
All of them, yeah, all of them except for me.
And we had before the lockdown, we were going to do at the Ventura Theater. We were going to do a
Yep,
show.
yep,
Remember that?
yep. And we were super excited for that. Still are, and that's gonna happen eventually. But
That was going to be a good show. We had who else was on that show? Um
it's it's
Cholos on
killing me trying to
Acid was on that
remember.
show too.
Yeah, that's Chills on Acid. Um, what was there, like four more, something
Yeah,
like
it was a
that?
good punk show, like an old school show. And like I was proud that we got all those bands together.
Oh
And
yeah,
then COVID just killed it. How did COVID affect you out there?
I got it. Um,
Oh, you got it?
the month I did, I got it like the month before we were supposed to do the show.
Oh, you got it before we were. Oh, no shit.
Yeah, like right when the lockdown happened, and you were like, "Hey, I don't think the show's gonna happen." I think it was like a week or two later. I got it.
I just got over it.
Really?
I'm only
How
back at
bad
work.
was it for you?
Mm, so this is the second time I got it. The first time,
Oh.
yeah, the first time was December 2019, and we didn't know what it was. When we went to a doctor, it was like, "Oh, it's a form of SARS you have." That's what he was telling me. So then March happens, and we're like, "Oh, COVID. Do you think maybe I had it?" Because I had 103.7 degree temperature, man. I mean, I thought
Jesus.
I was gonna die. I thought I was really like, "All right, this is it." I was trying to prepare myself for it. And I was okay with it. I was like, "Oh, if I'm gonna die, I guess I lived a pretty cool life, you know." Like
Yeah.
everything we did was cool, like the scene, and I served the country.
Mm.
I had awesome
Yeah.
kids. I have things to leave behind, like life deposit, life. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm dying. So bye.
Yeah. You're like,
103.7.
yeah, I left a legacy. I'm good.
And then in June we do the antibodies, and lo and behold, I had the antibodies. But you never know. You hear all these different. Um, I read these different reports that said that, oh, even though you had the antibodies, it might have just been flu antibodies.
Yeah,
You
it's
never
it's it's
know.
all a big like guessing game. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever eaten an orange before? You probably had Corona then." Like, huh, okay.
But the second time I had it was a lot mellower. And my butt hurt, like my hips and my butt, and then I was
I thought
just
you meant like
sick.
your like butthole or something. And I was like, "Oh, interesting."
I just woke up and my butthole hurted. I don't know what happened.
I was like, "Oh shit, I guess I got the Rona again."
Was Chris around?
Yeah, Chris,
Why is there a
let me smell your
fedora
dick.
here? Um, but how about you? How
That's
did
my
you?
favorite thing about. Oh, with mine, it was like I thought I had a sinus infection because I just had like some pain here, and I had a headache, and I could breathe, and I was just tired. Like I woke up
Yeah,
one
tired.
day, and yeah, like the night I had a beer. I had half a beer, like in a can, the little baby can. Had half of it, and I was exhausted. I was like, oh my god, like it hasn't been that long since I drank. And then I went to sleep, slept for 16 hours, woke up, still felt like shit, sat on my couch, fell asleep for another 4 hours, and then I was like, I'm cold. And I looked, I was like, oh, it's 78 in my apartment. I don't, how am I cold?
Oh yeah, that's what happened to me too. The cold, the chills.
Yeah. And
It was
no
like
cough.
the chills were different, like super cold. Like I've had
Oh,
chills
yeah.
before, but this one was like cold. Like I can
Oh,
put a
yeah. I
blanket
was,
and not like warm up.
yeah, I had blankets and sweatpants and
Yeah.
pillows, and I was cold. I had the heater on. It was like 80 degrees, and I was like, why is it so cold?
Yeah, it was nuts. Did you have the I can't taste thing?
Oh yeah, for 3 weeks.
You- That was to me that was sort of fun. For one, I'm a fatter guy, you know what I mean? And if I can't taste food, I don't like food. So it's just
I I promise you, I made some of the best tasting food I've ever made in my life when I couldn't taste it. I swear, because like I wanted to test it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can taste this. I got bacon, put it on a tray to put in the oven. I put hot sauce, maple syrup, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of honey on there, and
go
everything.
wrong with all that.
Put it, dude, put it in the oven. I could almost smell it. Like I could sense that there was a spice in the air from the hot sauce, and
That's
I was
how
like,
I
oh, I'm gonna
was.
be able to taste this. I got it. I made some thick, creamy mac and cheese, put the bacon over it, and took a bite. Nothing.
And then that's how I was too. Like I started like making a game of this, right? I was like, let's see what I can taste.
Yeah.
So I got everything that was disgusting in my house, like horseradish, pickle juice, and I was
Ugh.
just going to taste it. And I can't taste it, but I can remember the way it feels in my mouth.
Yeah. Like kind of how I could sense that there was a spice in the air, but I
Yeah.
couldn't taste it.
In the hot sauce, when
That's,
I eat hot sauce, it would burn my lips, but I couldn't taste anything.
and then it still hurts your stomach, and you shit like crazy later. It
Yeah.
sucks.
And then that's
It's all the
another
cons
thing.
without the pro.
Like the shits that you have are like little pebbles almost, you know what I mean? Like skinny pebbles.
I had no poo poo issues at all.
Well,
It was all good.
man, it's a wacky world we're living in right now, huh?
It is, and like we were gonna book a tour again for this summer, and we were like, maybe let's do the South, because the South is pretty much like here we're open. We've been open. Like you can go to a restaurant, go to a bar, and all that stuff. Like it's good to go, but they still won't let you have shows inside, so it's all outdoor shows.
Um, um, are you connected with Austin out there, Chris Austin?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna give him your number, okay? And then
Yeah, do
I'm
it.
gonna have him call you, and then he books in Nashville. He books like three
Really?
different places, yeah. And
You know, I forgot he moved. Like now it makes sense on why you're going there, because I didn't even think that he moved. I totally forgot. I was like, oh cool, you guys are doing like this little fun road trip.
yeah, no, we're not. I don't go on road trips with Chris Austin. That's the
I
worst
mean, I
person to
wouldn't
go
be
on a road trip.
surprised.
I miss him. He's my buddy, and I want to go visit him. He's like one of the only people I'll probably really go visit, and like not even my family. Just because I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, what we did with the red light, we really put in some work. You know what I mean? And that's
Oh
what I
hell yeah, you
love.
did.
I mean,
Like being on that show before, like the
oh,
amount of
you
effort that
hosted
y'all
that
put
shit, huh?
into it. Yeah, I hosted it, and I think we were a guest on it a couple times,
Uh-huh.
one or two times, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, he's so he books out there, and like we'll get you the fast track in there because you're part of the family.
Homies for life.
Also, you know who? There's a lot of people that moved out there to Nashville. Like Tommy Marsh, he moved to Nashville.
I saw that a
Danielle
lot of
Spacey.
really, and then like a bunch of my friends moved out there too. It's crazy. Like they're like, oh, just moved to Nashville. I'm like, oh, and then someone else, oh, I just moved to Memphis. What?
We are gonna me and my family, not to try to bring it political. And I'm not even going to political, but it's fucking insane out here. I mean, so
Oh yeah.
we have fucking ridiculous, like there are people in the hospital, it is at 85% capacity or 90% capacity. Um, and it is the highest it's ever been. Like you can look at these charts and shit that they try to show you, and they're trying to say it's gonna go down, but like it's three times the amount now than it was when we shut down, and they're opening it up.
Yeah, like full. They're
What
like, oh
kind of
yeah,
fucking sense does this make?
that's 100% political, and I think everybody would agree with it.
Yeah,
Both sides would be like, this is weird.
and I think that I really hope to God that's the direction our country's going. And like we're starting to realize that, maybe back in the summer when it was Black Lives Matter versus Trump guys, I think that both sides are seeing the same way right now. You have the GameStop. I mean, that is both sides coming together to fuck the man.
Don't get me started on stocks. I've been doing stocks now for about a year. Like right before the pandemic got bad, I was like, I've been wanting to do stocks for a while. Let me do it. It's all
Are
I've been
you
following today.
are you making some cash or what?
I did, yeah. I haven't lost. I'm not below what I put in, but like sometimes I'm up a really good amount, and then sometimes I'm like biting nails, and I'm like, oh my god, I could lose a bunch of money. But um, I got my GameStop share today
I
finally.
ended up
Uh,
I bought GameStop in November because of the new Xbox and PlayStation that was coming out. So I was like,
yeah,
let me get a couple, dude.
yeah,
And I was just didn't think about it. That's how I do stock market. I come up,
yeah.
I see something, I'll buy either a partial shares or full shares, and I'll just leave it, let it sit. If I lose the money, I lose the money, and if it goes, it goes. And
Yeah.
I, it was like 410 yesterday, the
Oh, I
GameStop.
know that was insane. And I was getting ready to buy it in the morning. I was sitting like waiting, and then that's when they put the freeze on it, and I was like, "Are you serious?" I was about to buy like 4 shares.
And that right there to me is the equivalent of holding us down again, right? You
Oh
know,
yeah,
the hedge funds are calling over to Robinhood, and they're putting the squeeze on them, or they're saying like, listen, just block it, and they're still doing it today. You only can buy five at a time, or five
that's
period,
crazy.
in a 24-hour period or something like that. I could be wrong. You can Google it if you're listening, but they're directly putting the squeeze on it because it's easier to pay off a class action lawsuit than to lose billions of dollars. And that
Yeah.
is they're like, well, we lost, let's lose the least amount we can. And so I would I would bet that they either gave them some money or something, but it is the man trying to screw the little people again. And
Oh
goes back
yeah.
to 2008 when they did the same thing with the speculation in the housing market. This is why you had Occupy Wall Street in 2010 or 11, or 12, right? And
Yeah.
it is, I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed in the greed that's in our country.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it's I mean, who's to say that if we were in that same position, we wouldn't do the same thing? Because everyone likes to be like, "Oh, I'd be the good guy," and blah blah blah. But then it's like you have billions and billions of dollars, and you're like, "Look at all these people. They're taking my money." But like
Also,
me included,
those guys,
I'd be like, "Oh, $1 billion, whatever."
but those guys are
Okay.
shorting shorting it. It's the equivalent of playing poker, right? And if you're playing against a guy who has the big stack and they're always all in, all in, all in, like eventually the smaller guys are gonna lose
Oh yeah. Yep.
unless you get lucky.
Yeah. But luckily, we have a bunch of small dudes,
Yeah.
whole bunch, with
Um,
small sacks, but big
uh,
balls.
did you end up getting on the Doge run?
I, I did.
You did.
I did.
How much did
Yep.
you get?
Well, when I got it, I had an extra like 12 something bucks, and it was like 2 cents a share or whatever. So I was like, I'll put my 12 bucks in there and got like 500 something shares. And then it went up to, I turned that 12 into 40, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Like maybe I'll buy some more. So I put like another like 100 and something bucks and get a couple thousand shares. And then it's plummeting today though. So I'm losing money today, but I'm like, just gonna hold the
Yeah,
line.
I think because what happened is I was on TikTok, right? And then for a while, I'm on the financial TikTok, so they give like little
Yeah.
tips and stuff in the stocks. And I remember this guy said, "Listen, everyone buy Doge. If everyone just puts in $25 a Doge, it's 0.0003 a share, or 0.003 a share. Um, if you sell it, you can make that." They did this pitch. I was like, "Fuck it, $25." I mean, just
Yeah, I'll
it
lose
went
I'll
up
lose
to like
$25.
0.007. I was like, fuck yeah, double my money, $50. But yesterday I was up like $400, $500. I was like, hell yeah. Dumbass me
My
didn't cash
buddy,
out.
yeah, my buddy dropped $1,000 into it like weeks ago, and he sent me the screenshot of when he sold it yesterday. He made almost $3,000 in profit yesterday.
I
I
think
was like, "What?"
I was holding to make a dollar. I was waiting for a dollar, but I think I would have sold it at 50 cents. That's what
Oh
I think I
yeah,
was
it's
thinking.
it's crazy. Like I'm like, you know what? If it hits 50 cents, maybe I'll sell like a half. But then at the same time, you're like, if you sell, it goes down. We gotta hold it, keep it going up.
And that's the same thing. We just called those assholes greedy, but I was greedy too, and that I should have just took my
Damn right
profit.
it is. I'll
Um,
see you your $5, sir.
so you end up you have an album out. Is that cool? I mean, is that correct? Or you're
It's
about to come out
almost
with the
out.
album?
It'll Yeah.
Um
You get the unmastered mixes for your listening pleasure.
that no signal song reminds me of some 41's harder shit from no all killer no filler.
I had someone else that said the same thing. Like they're like, it sounds very Sum 41 meets Guttermouth, and I was like, I'll take it.
That's and you're really good as a front man and as a singer. It's not like like, and no disrespect to any of the bands I'm about um to say, but if you have Blank sounds like Blank, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And Bad
yeah,
Religion sounds like Bad Religion. But every single one of your songs, you show off a different part of your range in vocals. And it is I was listening to it, I was like, my fucking man. And
I appreciate it.
I was super proud, to know you and to have you in my life, in my circle. Because I really think that I swear to God, I'll show you I get them every day, all day from Publicis. Um, like just different. I'm not sure if you can. You probably can't see it, but I literally have 75 song Publicist emails saying, "Hey, check this song out, check that song out," and a big percent of it is punk rock because that's my favorite. So I sort of gravitate there, and
Yeah.
you are better than almost all of them. And so that's why I'm like, dude, man, I'm proud of this guy. I'm happy and I know you're gonna be successful one day.
We're working on it. It's so funny because we released an EP in 2019. It's a little 5-song EP, and the first song on that EP has made us a little over a quarter of the money that we've made on Spotify. It's not a lot of money. I think we've only made like 100 and something dollars, but that song accounts for a little over a quarter of it, and it's crazy because we just wrote it. We're like, hey, let's write a generic pop punk song about our hometown, and for some reason people love it. It's got like tens of thousands of plays or whatever. It's crazy.
That's a that's a good idea, like to gun for that. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? What is that song? So people, if they're listening, they can look it up.
it's called Homegrown, and it's on
Oh,
our EP called This Is Not a Comeback.
nice. Um,
So now
my
you have to go listen to it after this.
I I definitely do. My favorite song of the songs that you sent me was
Joe, line one, please.
hold on,
Joe, line one.
I'm at work.
Damn it, Joe.
Fucking Joe. My favorite song is the time or time
Oh, Father Time.
Father Time, because like
Yeah, that's gonna be
you say some
I'll
things in
say
there.
we filmed a music video for that one, and that's gonna be coming out in the next like month or so too. That's gonna be one of our singles.
That's a good song. It shows you as an artist, and your reflection of life. I mean, is
Yeah,
that
it's
is that right? Did I get that right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Our Jordan, our guitarist, one of our guitarists, he actually he wrote that one and spearheaded everything on that one, and it was cool because he wrote it, showed us everything, and then all of us kind of got to put a little bit of a piece into the song. Um, our own little piece, like the bridge that you hear when it like mellows out. There's like acoustic guitar.
Hmm.
We had the song done. We were in the studio, and I grabbed Jordan and I pulled him into the corner. I was like, no one else can hear this. And I told him, I was like, why don't we turn this chorus into an acoustic chorus, put like piano in it and whatever. And just like, I was like, because the song has so much feeling in it, it needs to mellow out and like really make you like emotional to like have a reflection time. And he's like, okay. And then we experimented and it came out like that. And we're like, oh, cool, awesome.
And
And
that's
it
what
came
it
out great.
does. It makes the lyrics resonate with you in that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Cause like, it's like you hear the lyrics, but you don't know, like every time you hear a new song, you don't know what the band's saying. You can't piece the words together quick enough, but like subconsciously you do. And it's like I feel like that bridge solidifies everything you were thinking because you get the vibe from the song. Like this isn't a negative song, it's not really a positive song, but it's making me think about myself a little bit. And then all of a sudden it gets to that bridge, and you're like, oh my god! And you can either cry and be like, this is really sad, like wow, or wow, this is really uplifting.
yeah, and it also it hits you in the face. Like I think there's a lyric in there that says something about, well, it made me think. I'm not sure what the lyric was, but it's like, oh, you're gonna die. It's
Yeah,
you're gonna die. You're not living forever.
there's like a line where Jordan says, like one day you'll wake up at 23, like implying like, you were a teenager yesterday, all of a sudden you wake up and you're in your 20s. So it's like anybody at any age, you're like, oh shit, I'm 40, and all of a sudden, tomorrow I could be 60. It's crazy.
It's nuts, man. And just to reflect on life, like we don't know where it's going, especially in the time that we're at right now.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at my my Robin Hood stocks and everything. Yes, last night I was watching it. Like, dude, Doge was on fire last night, so my return was so high, and I was thinking like, fuck, more than like they're printing money at a ridiculous. This is what came into my head when I was about to cash out. It was like they're printing money at a ridiculous rate. People they don't have jobs. The government's just throwing out free cash everywhere. And how are we gonna get through this? What happens if I take it out or what happens if I leave it in and everything just goes away?
Yeah.
No more stocks, no more crypto, no more nothing.
And all of a sudden you're like, where'd my money go? All gone.
Yeah. And then, next thing you know, we're fucking living off the land and raiding people's houses for food.
Yeah. Or you leave it in, and all of a sudden your couple thousand Doge coins are worth 15,000 each.
Right. uh, it's
Let's hope for
definitely
that.
a wild time
Yeah,
that we're
that
in.
is for sure.
So, what do you guys plan on doing? Like, when is the album coming out, and what is the plan to support the album?
So right now we're shooting for either late February or early to mid March. It's all done. It's currently being mixed, and we got a couple songs mastered. The album art is almost done. It's called Almost Made It. That's the name of the album. Almost Made It.
You guys always come up with
So
creative shit, for your album
we
name.
do. Yeah, we were like, because our first like actual album was called Better Late Than Never because we kept saying we were gonna make a full length album, and it just took forever. And then we had Everyone Is Stupid come out right before the 2016 election.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And then yeah, and then our EP, This Is Not a Comeback, was because we were so inactive for however long, and we were like, well, let's make an EP and go on tour. We're not going to play a whole bunch of shows, and then we just can't. This is not a comeback, and then this one almost made it. Because it seems like so many bands always get so close to something like, oh man, you know, we had dinner with this guy and we didn't know that he owned this record label. We should have told him we were in a band, or you know, stuff like that. And then I actually have a lot of guys I went to high school with who are now in like pretty big bands. Like I went to high school with the guys from Bad Flower. I don't know if you know who Bad Flower is,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're playing like big festivals and they're signed and they've been on like late night TV shows. And I was like, I remember those dudes in high school. And I was like, they've been in this band for like 3 years and they're blowing up. And I've been in this band this year. It'll be, I think, yeah, 15 years in this band come in November. Oops.
That's the story of my fucking life, though, man. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
crazy. Yeah.
right as like, it's always almost.
Right.
I can
Right.
tell you 100 stories of almost for me, and but I can tell you something that's a guarantee that's pretty dope. We just redid the No Cover website, and we are going to ask bands to sign up to the website. We have this guy named PJ Bloom who's working with us, and he's a song placement guy. So he does it for video games and commercials and TV shows and, you know, streaming and news. So he just places these songs everywhere. I mean, he's a number one guy or number three guy in California, or number one guy in California, number three in the nation. So he's working with us, and we're like, listen, we're just going to put bands on our. We're building an app that bands can upload profiles, and you can book too. So if you want to do a tour, we have different people all over. You know, we have no covers everywhere, and not everywhere. We have a few no covers across the nation, and you can book your band through the app. So let's say you wanted to go on a tour, you can reach out and say, hey, we're open this day, that day in that city, and there's a no cover in that city, so they can book you. Well, anyways, the cool thing about it is, so we tell PJ this, and like, would you want to work with us? He's like, yeah, let's work together. So then we showed him the app, and he was like, oh man, you really want me to go through every fucking profile and listen to it and then take notes? Like, he's like, it's just not worth the squeeze for me. It's going to just take me so long. So this is in like mid-December, and I've been banking on this forever, like for probably 4 years. I was like, this is going to be what's going to help us get over the hump. Well, he tells me that, my heart breaks, right? So then we went back to the IT guy, and we're like, listen, what about, is it possible for you to make a Tinder version of this app where people can click right or left if they like the song? And it only can be PJ or other song placement guys. And then it goes into his queue, and then he can take those in a queue and then pitch those to, you know, either record labels or whatever to place them in songs or place the songs.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing. And he's A-okay with that. He loves the right left swipe thing, like a Tinder gimmick.
Yeah, it makes it easy, that's for sure. And then if you get the right people listening to it, it'll help out a lot. And it's I remember being like a smaller band, smaller than we are now. But but one of my things was like at the time, like in 2007, you couldn't just like record an album, you know, like it's not like now where you like I have a home studio, you know, and then it was like expensive as hell, as you know. So it was like I was like, all these there's great bands out there that just have shit recordings, and no one will ever hear how great these bands are because no one wants to listen to like
Shit,
you know a truck stop bathroom sounding recording.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a problem, but now I feel exactly the opposite. I'm like, there's so many bands now, and it's so easy to record that you have some bands that have some terrible songs, but they have really good recordings.
And it's hard to really like
So it's
sift
like,
through them all, you know what I mean? Because there's so many people who have great recordings, and that's how they get their foot in the door. And
yeah.
well, maybe they'll get better as time goes on, but most cases we don't. Just like my show, it doesn't get better, it just gets worse.
Oh no, it always gets better. It's funny because I heard a band the other day. This guy, I started a group on Facebook, so I'll plug it. It's called Pop Punk People, because there was a group called Pop Punk Kids, and it was just a lot of drama, and people were complaining about it, and it was funny. So
Is
me and
this
this
with the
other guy started up
Mexican
a group.
Friday guy?
The,
Calvin?
what was it?
Is it with Calvin?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Uh, but me and this other guy started a group called Pop Punk People. It was kind of like just a joke because like pop punk kids, pop punk people like growing up, and the group was like 100 members like a couple weeks ago, and in the last 2 days we blew up 200 or 300 members because word just got out about it, and we're trying to really focus it on music, and so everyone posts their bands, and this guy posted his band. I'm not gonna say the band or the song, but because of my review of it, that's why I won't say it. But the song is really good. Like I was like, this is a really catchy song. It implements a lot of my favorite bands, but the amount of auto tuning in it to make him sound how he wants to sound is rough. But the song's great. Like I just don't think he could pull it off live. Like if someone's like, hey, get your band audition for us right now because your song's so great, we'll sign you $1 million right now. I think they'd hear it and be like, this isn't the same guy.
Is that a Facebook group?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
Pop
check it
Punk
out.
People.
I think
Yeah,
I think I've seen it come through my feed. I just been trying to stay off, man. I've been getting
oh
worked
yeah.
up lately, just with
Oh
everything.
yeah, like
Worked up.
it's toxic. Like any like social media, it's like toxic. But the cool thing is with the whole stock market thing, people who don't even stock are like, when did people start trading stocks all of a sudden? And it's like shifting away from a little bit of politicalness. It's still political, but it's not like, oh, we're fixing Trump's America, or oh, look at Biden's ruining everything with the 17 executive orders. Because like
33.
about it,
33.
okay, sorry, my bad. It's grown. It's like seeing all that stuff. It's like you can bitch about it all you want, but you're not changing anything. All I have to do is read about it. Like I see it on the news, and I go on Facebook to see like some like funny memes, and then I'm seeing more politics. So I'm happy seeing people doing the stock market thing because that's good. Because the more people that buy these stocks, it's going to boost the numbers, and I'm going to make more money because I was the one who bought them earlier before it blew up. So
Yeah,
keep buying stocks.
that's what I'm gonna do. They said 48% of Americans are in the stock market right now.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Like I've been thinking about it for years and didn't know how to do it. And a little over a year ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a couple shares and this and that. And then the market crashed. And I was like, well, I'll buy a couple more and see what happens. And then it paid off.
Damn, I know. When that happened, I was scared off. And then when I started seeing
Yeah.
it slowly go up, that's when probably right here is when I just said, let's go.
Yeah. Yep.
Spent a godly amount of money doing it too. My wife fucking was
It's
not
it's
happy. I told her I could
it's
take it out
scary because
anytime.
you're like, yeah, and it's scary because you're like, oh, I could lose all this, or I could quadruple it.
Yeah. And I think I'm at the point where I got Tesla pretty cheap. So compared to right now, and that's one of my good earners. And
My biggest heartbreak was I think it was March or April. Bitcoin was like 6 grand.
oh yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if I should just buy a Bitcoin, just one Bitcoin, just drop 6 grand in it and pray for the best. And I was like, nah, I might only make like a grand or two, and it's not worth the risk. And now it's like 30, and I'm just like,
It's ridiculous, huh?
yeah,
I think it's gonna go even. I heard a rumor that Elon Musk is gonna put it on Tesla's sheets for
that'd be cool.
income. So what that would do is it would boost up the stock even, or boost up the value of the Bitcoin even more. But I'm concerned about Bitcoin because it's such an old like crypto. It's so old, and you can't just buy it automatically. I can't go to the store and use Bitcoin. It would take fucking forever for it to, 2-3 days for it to just go through. So I would have my order,
Yeah,
pay with Bitcoin, come back 3 days to pick up everything.
yeah. And see, Elon Musk needs to buy a whole bunch of Doge. That's what he needs to do. Buy that Doge.
That's what shit, man. I'm looking to pay off my credit cards if that shit goes to $1. I'm just like
Right?
getting
It's
out
getting there. Like,
everything,
come on.
pay it all off.
Yeah.
Man. So how's everything? Your family good?
Yeah. My aunt
You
and
have
my
a
uncle are
girlfriend
getting over the Rona. Oh yeah. Yep.
right there behind you?
That I
The
do.
purse? Is that her purse or is that
Yes.
your purse?
Yes. This is my purse. I gotta make extra money on the side.
Hey man, I'm gonna go down to Louisiana with Chris.
That's true. Yeah. When in doubt, tuck it back.
If you like fedoras.
Oh, do I?
Mm. So you guys more than likely everything should be open by the summer. I'm guessing, right?
See, I keep hearing that, and then I hear fall.
Well, for sure, all the schools will
Like,
open by the fall. That would be
hopefully.
like
Well,
almost
yeah.
2 years of no school. Like,
It's like a dream come true.
and my son still gets bad grades. Like, what the fuck, dude? You sit in your room, you
See,
have the goddamn computer, just do your damn work.
see, school just sucks in general.
Yeah. So hopefully, when that happens, we have a event in Ventura that we're gonna pull off, and we'd love to have you. We're gonna have 4 different stages downtown Ventura, and just a day of it. Like we're pitching it as like community day or the hug day. I think it's what one of my business partners was saying, hug day, because we're
You know
not
what?
gonna allowed to touch each other.
I'll say everyone loves a good mouth hug.
Who doesn't love the mouth hugs?
I fully support it. Mouth
We
hug
need to have a
day.
mouth hug day. How come we don't have a
Yep.
mouth hug day? What the fuck?
It's the best hug money can buy or not buy, depending on if you have a significant other or not.
It depends how beastly she is, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's true. That'd be cool. When you say you're planning on doing that?
It would have to be 3 months after. And then
Oof.
we're waiting on our sponsors to make the music award video for last year.
Yeah.
Because we weren't able to have it,
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, you can do pretty much anything nowadays, but you can't go to a concert.
You can ride a plane. That's way more dirtier than a concert.
Yeah, and you can go to Disney World, not Disneyland. You can go to Disney World.
Yeah, that's way exactly. That's way. I mean, not a metal concert because even like 2 of those guys is gross. But like a regular
Yeah,
concert,
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and then like I was talking to one of the venues that we were gonna play at out here in Louisiana, and he's like, we can pretty much only do cover bands right now because he's like the kind of bands we usually have would bring too many people, and they all want to mosh and push each other around. I was like, yeah, unfortunately.
well, my man. Well, where can people find you? Where can and is there anything else you'd like to share with people that support No Advisory?
Um, I drank a lot of coffee today and haven't eaten, so I'm gonna have to poop soon. That's something I'd like to share. Um, but no, we're on Spotify, Amazon Music, um, Deezer, all that stuff. So we're on all that. So I don't want to hear any. I don't have Spotify excuses. We're on all that. No Advisory. I recommend listening to "This Is Not a Comeback." It's the EP that has Homegrown on it. So make sure you listen to that and give us a couple more pennies because we'll take every cent we can get to pay off this album. Like
Were
I
you
said,
ever a
new
fan of the
album.
band Homegrown?
Love that band. I actually tried
Uh,
to get their bass player to do a feature on this album, but he was too busy, unfortunately.
I've tried to reach out to him, and like one of them's a preacher. Do you know that?
Yeah, that's the bass player.
Oh,
Yeah, the
it is
former bass
him.
player. He's
That's what I
a
thought. That's why I
preacher.
brought it up.
Yeah, Um, he's been doing some podcast interviews. Keep trying, because he's been doing some pretty small podcasts. So if he's doing it for the smaller guys, he should be doing it for you too, because you're like way more known than all these other ones I've seen.
I loved Homegrown when I was growing up. It was such a fun
I
band. You know
was
what I mean?
same subject pretty much. I'm in a Blink-182 like shit posting group on Facebook,
Hmm.
and people were posting old pictures of Blink, and one of the no cover came up.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I didn't even know you guys did Blink back in the day. I was like, oh, I know. I was like, I know those guys.
It was without Travis, huh?
Yeah, it was with Scott.
Yeah. I remember that. I have
That's
it. I
crazy.
think I might even have it here with me somewhere. I have it.
That's crazy. Like I did not know that. I was like, that's one of the coolest things ever. I was like, I've done no cover stuff. I'm just as good as Blink now.
Oh, well, we're gonna let me know when your album's gonna come out. Um, I want to put this in my March edition. This because we're gonna transcribe this and we're gonna put it in the magazine.
Cool. I'll
And
see
I'm
if
gonna
I can.
put it
I'll give you. I'll send you some pictures too, or something of
yeah,
us.
they
So
have
if you
to
need
be good
any
pictures.
photos,
My fucking editor gets so mad at me.
I
Well,
can't
everybody
promise
that I work
that,
with
but
gets mad at me, but him especially.
oh, I bet. Um, yeah. I hope the album art's done soon. I'll try to send you the album art too before March. The girl's almost done with it. It's pretty funny. I can't wait to show you. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, it's a 13 song album, because we realized that our first album was 11, our second was 12. So we're like, you know what? Let's do 13 on this one.
What do you think that that was true that Blank would do that? They started A, B, C, D with their albums.
I don't know if it was intentional, but I think once they realized that they were kind of going that route, they 100% kept it going, because on Neighborhoods, they put the little, it was Jay, I think. It was just like on one of the buildings, like just blatantly there, and then on Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, there's a G on the jacket. So it's like, oh, okay, all right.
It was amazing. They're a great
So
band.
that's like our little nod is doing a. We actually hide our little logo, our little clown hanging himself with balloons. He's hidden on everything we do.
Oh no shit! I'm gonna start looking for that.
Yeah. Some of them he's pretty easy to find, and some other, like the girl who made the cover for our new album, she sent it to me, and I was about to be like, "Hey, can you put our clown somewhere?" And I looked, and I was like, "What's that?" And I looked real close. I was like, "Holy shit, that's our clown! I didn't even notice it."
Did you tell her about it?
She
About
asked
that?
about it. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "Do you have a picture of the clown that I can use?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then a couple of weeks went by, and she sent me one of the like edits, and she's like, "It's not done yet." And I was like, "Oh, she did put the clown in." And I was like, "Oh my god, there it is!" Like this one's the most hidden I've ever not seen.
All
But
right.
it's really cool, because like I can't wait to send you more of the songs, or for you to hear the album, because
You, anything.
it really
I really love. I love your guys' art. I really, really do.
thank you, because this album it's I was on edge a little bit with it, because it's everywhere. Like we have like no signal. The album was originally going to be called Modern Apocalypse, and it was going to be about people on their phones and social media and all that. And we scrapped the idea. So I was like, well, I want to nod to that. So I wrote No Signal, and it's about social media and being attached to your phones. And it's very punk rock, as you can tell. But then we have songs that are, to me, they sound really experimental for us. Like it's not just a straightforward punk rock album or ska album anymore. It's this is like some really heavy stuff, and not really heavy, but heavier for us, and some very pop punk stuff, and some like really one of our songs. I sent it to you, Ghost of Wyoming. People are like,
Mhm.
this is just a very like rock song. Like it's very
Yeah,
like the solo and the feel of it. And I was like, cool. I was like,
I didn't even
hopefully
know how to
there's something
explain
for
it. I was
everyone.
like, is that alternative? Is that rock? Like, I didn't know where it was, and I
I
don't want to know. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to be in the moment.
Yeah, that's the other cool thing. Like, there's so many different styles of music. It's like you don't really have to categorize everything, because it's almost like a. I don't want to say it's. It's not punk rock. It's almost. It sounds like it's rock punk. Just flip the words. It's rock punk.
Yeah. Hold on before we
So,
go? Do you see? Look at how I'm growing my beard.
oh yeah, beards have been the thing lately too. It's been like beards, stock market. Women for some reason are taking an addiction to plants. I don't know if you is your wife doing that now too. Like I noticed a lot of women are doing things with plants recently.
No, she's just doing things with mouth hugs.
Ooh, ooh,
I'm just joking.
you're joking. That's
Yeah,
not good.
unfortunately. But dude, I've been growing this shit since October. I cannot grow fucking facial hair to save my life.
You know why?
Why?
I have the same issue. Like people never believe me that I'm half Hispanic, and they're like, "Why don't you grow a beard?" And I was like, "Well, I'm half Hispanic, so it doesn't grow in here. It doesn't grow in here. It does not grow in the middle. It only grows in here and right here, and I'm too white to look like a cholo."
Yeah. Well, I think my dad said I'm Native American, and I'm gonna do my test
Yeah.
tonight. My
Ah.
ancestry test tonight for the show.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So I'm looking forward to it.
And you got there's Hispanic in there too.
Italian, Spaniard,
Really?
yeah,
Well,
not
yeah. Let's say
Mexican.
because you have a
Not
very like
Mexican.
Hispanic. You have like a very Hispanic look.
Orale, fool.
Yeah. But it might be
See,
because of the way your
you
facial
felt
hair
it.
grows in. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe. But look at this connected. It only took like 5 months.
Yeah. I
It's,
mean, better late than never.
like the only reason I'm even letting it grow. It's embarrassing when people see it. That's why I brought it up, just in case like people see it. But we have the mask now, so I don't have to be embarrassed when I'm in public.
That's why it's not growing in that quick because you're depriving it of the oxygen that it needs.
Well, what happened? I mean, what about the other 38 years, 37 years of my life?
You were shaving more then.
Uh,
It's
my
better than
man.
mine.
I know.
I got
That's why I brought
like
it up.
nothing.
There you go. Well, I saw it. There's like 3 of them. I saw it.
Hey, there's like 6 now.
Oh, there is? I didn't.
Oh
It was
yeah.
too close. David, I love you, man. You're a really good
I
guy.
love you
I
too,
wish
bud.
nothing but the best for you. And also, like, I'm so happy that you hosted our show that day. That was one of
Oh
the
yeah.
best moments of my life, or in red light history. Like to see, I don't know, just fun. It was such a fun fucking day, and I
It
never
was,
told
and
you how
like,
much I appreciate that.
oh yeah, and I can't even begin to extend my thank yous for everything you've done for us as a band. Because like I remember like when I first met you, I was like, holy shit, this is a guy that feels the same way I do. Like he wants to build the scene. He doesn't care about like growing the scene in Florida. He wants to start here. And you got to start at ground zero and go out and like get bands together, get venues supporting local bands, and you just get people blowing up. Whether you're a band or a promoter or a venue, like let's blow everyone up.
It's gonna be
Not
so
not
difficult.
literally, not literally. It's sensitive political times.
It's so difficult right now too. Like I'm nervous about it. I'm not. I mean, can I hit the ground running and do it all again? That's what is on my mind when it opens.
Well,
My stomach's
I think
scared.
music is the market because as soon as things open up, is it gonna explode and like you need to like book your tours and get your bands like in while it's like fresh, or is it gonna or everything's gonna open up and then it's gonna be well, there's no venues, you can't tour, or hey, we were stuck inside for 2 years, we haven't been making hardly any money, we can't go on tour. Like, what's it gonna be?
Save your fucking stimulus.
And are people gonna show up at shows? Like as soon as things open, are
People are
people
gonna be
going to be
scared to
like,
go
fuck
out.
yeah, let's go to shows again? It's open. Or are they going to be like, I'm going to wait a little while? That's like, it's scary for all of us, venues, bands, promoters, entertainment, media, all that. It's scary.
Well, until then, we just push ahead.
Yep. We're ending on a sad note now.
All right, my man.
Let's talk about those mouth hugs again before we go. Mouth hugs are great.
What's your hat? Let's talk about that real fast. Oh,
Oh,
I thought it was
so
Vulcan.
dude, check this out. It's Volcom, But I bought this hat in 1998 or 99, and it was too big, and I never wore it. And then a couple years ago, I found it. I was like, this is like a legit 90s like pop punk, skate punk hat.
It's hot, wider on the bill, smaller on the
Oh
top.
yeah. Hey, that's like my mouth hug device. It's a little wider at the top, and
And now we can leave it on a good note.
and now we can leave on a great note.
All right, David. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And don't forget to send me those pictures. And good luck, man.
Thank you. I look forward to talking to you again and playing shows and seeing the magazine.
I'll send some out for you.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.